The sky was clear, but suddenly a blinding streak of light cut through the heavens. A spaceship, fast and burning with fire, plummeted from the sky, heading straight toward Earth. The ground shook as the craft tore through the atmosphere, its metal shell glowing red-hot with heat. A loud, deafening explosion echoed in the distance as the ship crashed into the thick forest below. Trees snapped and burned as the debris scattered across the landscape. Captain Alex Carter, a seasoned military officer and tech expert, was on a routine mission nearby. As soon as he heard the blast, his instincts kicked in. Without hesitation, he grabbed his gear and headed toward the crash site. His mind raced. A ship falling from the sky? This wasn't just any accident. It could be something far more dangerous, or perhaps something extraordinary. The forest was thick, smoke swirling around the fallen wreckage. Alex pushed through the charred trees, his boots crunching on the burnt ground. The crash had torn the ship apart, but parts of it still smoldered as a few sparks lit up the dark forest. The sound of crackling fire and the eerie quiet between the sounds of the burning wreckage sent a shiver down his spine. As he got closer, he saw something strange, an unusual light, faint but still flickering, coming from the wreckage. He approached carefully, his hand instinctively reaching for his weapon, just in case. But what he saw made him pause. Amid the wreckage, there was a small, glowing creature, a puppy, but not like any animal Alex had ever seen. It was covered in soft, glowing fur that shimmered with an unnatural light, and it lay there, weak and barely breathing. Alex's heart raced. This wasn't a normal animal. It didn't look like anything from Earth. The puppy had a strange aura about it, and its eyes flickered with an intelligent gleam, as if it were aware of its surroundings despite its weakness. It was hurt, badly, and Alex couldn't ignore the sense of urgency. He knelt down, his fingers brushing the alien puppy's fur. It whimpered softly, a sound that broke Alex's steely composure. The creature's body felt warm, almost too warm. Its soft whimpers echoed in the quiet forest. It was small, barely the size of a regular Earth puppy, but the energy radiating from it made it feel far larger, as if there was something powerful hidden beneath its fragile exterior. Something unnatural. Alex looked around. No other signs of life. The ship was completely destroyed, with no survivors visible. But this little creature, it seemed so fragile. Why was it here? How did it survive the crash? And more importantly, what was it? The questions raced through his mind as he carefully scooped the alien puppy into his arms. Its small, trembling body was warm against him, but the energy it gave off was unlike anything Alex had encountered. There was something about the way its eyes seemed to follow his every move, an awareness far beyond the creature's size. It was as though the alien puppy could understand him. Could it communicate? As Alex stood there holding the strange, glowing creature, a thought occurred to him. This was no ordinary animal. The glowing fur, the energy that made his tech equipment flicker and buzz, and the way it seemed to feel almost sentient. It was like something out of a science fiction novel, not a random crash on Earth. A sudden chill swept through the air as Alex's eyes scanned the forest. It wasn't just the puppy that felt out of place. Everything about this crash felt wrong. Someone or something was watching, and that thought sent a shiver down his spine. The alien puppy looked up at him, its eyes shimmering with a strange, almost knowing gleam. As Alex stood there, cradling it in his arms, he could feel the weight of the situation pressing down on him. Who or what had sent this creature to Earth? And why? Alex knew one thing for certain. This wasn't a coincidence. The puppy had a purpose. A deeper mystery surrounded it, and Alex was about to uncover something much bigger than a simple crash landing. The universe had just thrown a curveball, and Alex was now in the thick of it. With the alien puppy in his arms, Alex's mind raced. He had no idea what was coming next, but one thing was clear. The crash wasn't the end of this strange encounter. It was just the beginning. This wasn't just about an alien puppy. It was about everything it represented. And Alex had a feeling that soon he would be pulled into a far larger story, one that would change everything he thought he knew about the universe. Back at the high-tech military base, Alex carefully placed Nova, the alien puppy, on an examination table. His base was equipped with some of the most advanced medical technology in the world, designed to heal soldiers and treat injuries that regular equipment couldn't. But this wasn't a human. This was something entirely different. Alex activated the healing pods, watching as Nova's small, fragile body began to glow with the soothing energy from the machines. It wasn't long before the puppy's whimpers stopped and its breathing steadied. Alex stood there mesmerized. Despite how fragile Nova appeared, there was something powerful about it, an energy that seemed to pulse just beneath its skin. As Nova continued to recover, Alex couldn't help but notice something strange. Every time he brought his tech near the creature, his devices flickered. The lights dimmed, his monitors buzzed, and his equipment malfunctioned in strange ways. It wasn't a coincidence. Nova's small body was generating some kind of energy field. It seemed to have the ability to manipulate electrical devices without even touching them. This wasn't just an alien puppy. It was something much more than that. The days passed, and Nova became more and more comfortable in Alex's presence. It followed him around the base, trotting behind him as though it had already formed a bond with him. Nova trusted Alex instinctively, nuzzling his legs whenever he sat down, looking up at him with those wide, glowing eyes. Alex couldn't explain it, but he felt an undeniable connection to the creature. However, not everyone at the base felt the same way. Alex's superiors were growing increasingly concerned. They saw Nova as a potential threat, an unknown alien with powers they couldn't control. They wanted to capture it, study it, maybe even use it as a weapon. But Alex, on the other hand, was beginning to see Nova in a different light. He realized that the puppy wasn't just an alien animal. It might hold the key to something much larger, something that could change the course of humanity. Tensions grew between Alex and his superiors as they argued over what to do next. But for Alex, one thing was clear. He couldn't let Nova fall into the wrong hands. He felt a deep, unexplainable connection to this creature. It wasn't just a mission anymore. Nova had become more than just a strange being from another world. It had become his responsibility. As Alex spent more time with Nova, their bond only grew stronger. Nova would sit beside him when he worked, often laying its head on Alex's lap, its glowing eyes full of trust. In return, Alex began to teach Nova about human behavior. He showed the puppy simple gestures of affection, like petting and comforting it, and in return, Nova seemed to understand. It wasn't long before their relationship grew into something unique, an unexpected bond between a human soldier and an alien creature with powers no one could fully understand. Alex knew he was no longer just caring for an injured animal. He was nurturing a living being with extraordinary potential, and the mystery surrounding Nova seemed to deepen with every passing day. The quiet peace that had settled over Alex and Nova was suddenly shattered. News of Nova's survival spread like wildfire, and it didn't take long for it to reach the ears of the alien empire, a ruthless, technologically advanced civilization known for using genetically enhanced creatures as weapons. The empire saw Nova as a valuable asset, something they could use to increase their power. They wouldn't let a creature like that slip through their fingers. A fleet of highly advanced warships, controlled by AI, was dispatched to Earth. Their mission was clear: retrieve Nova, no matter the cost. And as Alex and Nova remained at the base, blissfully unaware of the danger closing in, a dark shadow loomed over them. The hunt had begun. Alex was in the middle of a routine check when the base's communications system suddenly shut down. He tried to power up the systems again, but something was off. His devices flickered and the lights dimmed. That's when it hit him. The AI-controlled fleet was already in Earth's atmosphere, their cloaking technology rendering them invisible to conventional tracking. They had found them. Alex's heart raced as he grabbed Nova, who was once again radiating its strange energy. It seemed that Nova's power had become stronger, and the puppy's energy was now interfering with electronic equipment, causing it to malfunction. Alex knew that this energy could help them escape, if they could use it wisely. He quickly activated his cutting-edge technology, cloaking devices, drones, and evasive tactics designed to outsmart advanced alien forces. The chase began. With Nova in his arms, Alex ran toward the hidden hangar where his escape vehicle was stationed. He could feel the weight of the moment, the need to keep Nova safe, to protect the creature that was more than just an alien animal. It was something greater. They were no longer just running from an enemy, they were running for their lives. As Alex activated the cloaking device on his vehicle, The world around him blurred into shadows. He could hear the hum of the AI warships overhead, invisible but ever-present. The drones Alex deployed flew ahead, scanning for the enemy, while the vehicle weaved through the clouds, racing at top speed. He could feel the pulse of Nova's energy growing stronger, and every time it surged, electrical systems in the area flickered and died. The enemy ships were having trouble tracking them, but the chase was far from over. The visuals were breathtaking. A high-speed pursuit through dense clouds, Alex's cloaked vehicle darting through the skies, with enemy warships hot on their tail. Above, the neon glow from Nova's energy pulsed like a beacon, causing the enemy ship's systems to malfunction as they tried to lock onto the target. It was a race against time, but the AI warships were relentless. They adapted quickly, recalibrating their systems to counter Nova's energy field. The sense of danger grew with every second, and Alex could feel the walls closing in. The enemies were out there, watching, calculating their next move. Nova, still in Alex's arms, looked up at him, its eyes flickering with intelligence. For a moment, it felt as though they were communicating, an unspoken bond between the two. Alex knew that he had to protect Nova at all costs. The chase wasn't just about survival anymore. It was about stopping the alien empire from getting its hands on something far too powerful for them to control. The tension was unbearable as Alex pushed his vehicle faster, heart pounding in his chest. With the glow of Nova's energy lighting their way, they were outnumbered but not outwitted. The escape wasn't just a physical battle. It was a fight for the very future of Earth and the mysterious creature that held the key to everything. The alien invasion had begun, and Earth seemed helpless against the overwhelming technological might of the extraterrestrial empire. The superior AI-controlled warships hovered over cities, preparing for a final assault. Alex and Nova knew they couldn't stand alone in this fight. It was time to turn the tables. Alex made a daring decision to join a secret underground human resistance. The resistance was composed of ordinary men and women from all walks of life, united by a common purpose to protect Earth at any cost. They were vastly outmatched, armed with only makeshift weapons and limited technology compared to the alien forces, but what they lacked in tech, they made up for with their fierce determination. They fought with the kind of spirit the aliens could never understand. Alex quickly became a leader within the resistance, using his military training and knowledge of alien technology to guide them. He helped organize guerrilla tactics, ambushes, and strategic strikes. The humans weren't giving up without a fight. The world might have thought they were powerless, but the resistance showed that humanity was far from weak. They were ready to make their stand. The first major confrontation came when the alien forces launched a full-scale attack on a human stronghold. The humans fought back with everything they had, improvised explosives, homemade weapons, and their will to survive. The battle was fierce, and for a moment it seemed like the aliens would overwhelm them. But just when it looked like defeat was inevitable, something unexpected happened. Nova, who had been quietly observing the battle, suddenly sprang into action. The little alien puppy's energy powers surged, and with a flicker, it sent a pulse of energy that disrupted the alien warship's control systems. The ship's targeting systems malfunctioned, and the aliens were temporarily thrown into chaos. This gave the humans the opening they needed. They struck fast, taking down key enemy targets, and turned the tide in their favor. However, not all the news was good. During the chaos of the battle, Alex's best friend Bonner, who had been by his side since the beginning, sacrificed himself to protect Alex and Nova. As an alien soldier advanced toward them, Bonner threw himself in the line of fire, taking down the enemy and buying them just enough time to escape. But the cost was high. Bonner's life was lost. Alex stood over his fallen friend, grief and anger flooding his heart. The emotional weight of Bonner's sacrifice hit hard, but it only strengthened Alex's resolve. He could no longer just fight for survival. He was fighting for the people he cared about, for humanity's future, and for Bonner's memory. The resistance wasn't just about holding off the alien invaders. It was about fighting for each other, no matter the odds. With Bonner's death still weighing on him, Alex rallied the resistance for the next battle. The humans had already proven they could strike back with unity and bravery, and now they had something even more powerful on their side, Nova's incredible abilities. As the resistance prepared for the next wave, Alex knew that the fight was far from over. The humans were outmatched, but they were far from beaten. Their hearts and minds, combined with Nova's power, gave them the strength to face the alien empire head-on. The war for Earth was only beginning, but humanity was ready to take it all the way. The final battle had arrived, and Earth's fate hung in the balance. Above the planet, the alien empire unleashed its most powerful weapon yet, a massive flagship, larger than anything humanity had ever seen. This warship was a true terror, armed with cutting-edge technology and manned by a vast army of AI-controlled soldiers. The sky above Earth was filled with the dark, imposing shadows of the alien fleet, ready to wipe out humanity once and for all. But Alex, Nova, and the human resistance were ready. They had fought too hard and lost too much to back down now. In a desperate final assault, Alex and his team launched an attack on the alien flagship. The Resistance's forces, a mix of guerrilla fighters and military personnel, pushed their way through the chaos of battle. Their goal clear: stop the aliens from completing their mission. The battle unfolded on a grand scale. Orbital bombardments lit up the sky as missiles and laser beams clashed between Earth's defenders and the alien fleet. The explosions echoed across space, shaking the very foundation of the universe. But the fight wasn't just fought in the heavens. It also raged on the surface of Earth, where Alex and his team engaged in brutal close-quarters combat with the AI-controlled alien soldiers. Alex fought fiercely, moving with precision and skill as he cut his way through wave after wave of alien soldiers. His combat training, combined with his own unwavering determination, made him a deadly force. But the real power came from Nova. As the battle raged on, the little alien puppy tapped into its full potential, sending powerful energy pulses that disrupted the aliens' most advanced weaponry, giving the humans a fighting chance. The tide of the battle began to shift, but there was still one final challenge: destroying the alien flagship. Alex knew that the ship's destruction would be the only way to end the war. But he also knew that it wouldn't be easy. The alien flagship was heavily defended, and every moment was a fight for survival. In the heart-pounding climax, Nova's energy surged to an unimaginable level. Its glowing form became a beacon of power as it unleashed its full force on the alien ship. With a final explosive burst, Nova disabled the flagship's defense systems. Alex seized the opportunity, making his way to the heart of the warship, where he delivered a fatal blow. The alien flagship exploded in a cataclysmic blast, its remains scattered across space. The alien empire was dealt a devastating defeat. With no ship left to command, the remaining alien forces began their retreat, scattering back into the stars. Humanity had won, but at a tremendous cost. As the dust settled, Alex stood over the battlefield, the memory of Bonner's sacrifice still heavy on his heart. His best friend had given his life to ensure their victory, and Alex knew that the price of this war would always weigh on him. But in that moment of victory, Alex made a promise to honor Bonner's sacrifice and the sacrifices of all those who fought and died. The story ended with Alex and Nova standing side by side, gazing up at the stars. The war was over, and humanity had survived. They had fought against the odds, and together, they had triumphed. Alex looked down at Nova, the small alien creature that had become a symbol of hope. Their bond was unbreakable, and the future now seemed full of possibilities. As the stars twinkled above them, Alex knew that this was only the beginning. Humanity and their alien companion would work together to rebuild, to forge a new future where peace could reign between species. The journey had been long, and the price had been high, but in the end, humanity had proven that even in the face of impossible odds, they would never back down.